My name is Swen and you're watching StarCraft Pulse. I don't have anything interesting to say here this week, so let's just get straight to the news. As I said before, it's that time of year again. The internet is just buzzing with activity. For us fans, the buzzing will be coming from only one place, Blizzard Entertainment. Blizzard has officially announced and opened up registrations for the dance and costume contests. See the full press release below, and if you're planning on entering, you best get cracking. Blizzard is proud to announce the release of their first StarCraft II Wings of Liberty custom map, Burning Tide. Featuring timed lava surges and collectible mineral caches, Burning Tide is a 3v3 map that combines several thematic elements from the epic single-player map, Devil's Playground. Like the campaign mission, the goal of this game is greed. The first team to reach the specified resource total wins. It sounds really interesting to me, so if you want to check that out, you can find Burning Tide in the custom game list in your StarCraft II client. Blizzard has a handy little post-up that covers, in detail, the guest and offline modes in StarCraft II Wings of Liberty. There are a few things here that I didn't know myself, like the fact that in guest mode you can do pretty much everything except play multiplayer and get achievements. So if you've yet to try these features out, or just want to know more about them, you know where to look. I thought it was just worth mentioning that the Blizzard custom map contest is coming to an end and you've only got a couple of days left to get those submissions in. So if you have yet to create a map, or already have one ready and waiting, you better not waste any more time. You can no longer submit art for the Gosu Gamers art contest. Oh. But for those of us who are unable to muster up anything worthy of submission, there's always voting. After 4 weeks of waiting, Gosu Gamers finally have a post up with all the entries that made the final cut. You can head on over to gosugamers.net to cast your vote, or just to look who's most likely to walk away with that Nvidia GTX 460. Another thing I thought worth mention was that Blizzard's top ranked player lists have been updated once again. So if you want to know who's in the top 100 or 200 of any regions, you can find the full lists in the links below. Brood War fan? Ret fan? Well, have I got something for you. Or, well, by I mean Team Liquid, obviously. They got a nice interview up with Ret, covering pretty much everything you'd want to know about the old StarCraft Brood War Pro and his next trip to Korea with Team Liquid. So if you're obsessed beyond reason with Ret, like some people I know, then I guess you're gonna want to read this one. It even has some nice new photos of Ret in it too. So you can find both those pieces of news over at the Team Liquid forums or in the links below. Former Brood War player and NBC game hero coach Lee has decided to put together a StarCraft II team. Now, I don't know many Korean StarCraft II pros' nicknames, but I do know Tester and Cool. So if he's managed to entice those two into joining his team, it's bound to be something special. So if you want to see the full team roster or read about their motivations behind creating this new team, you can check the links below for that. Once again, there seem to be way too many tournaments and events happening in the StarCraft II world, but let's see what I've got for you guys this week. Dimaga and Kiwi Kaki battled it out in a best of 7 show match on Wednesday night. The games were incredibly close and pretty intense, but Kiwi Kaki managed to take it in the end with a score of 4-3. Gosu Gamers is proud to announce their first season of King of the Hill in StarCraft II. One king and one challenger will lock horns and battle it out each week. For €100 in a best of 7 series. This coming weekend we're lucky enough to be seeing Huck and Morrow duke it out, so you'd best stay tuned for results from that. Zotac Cup number 21 was taken by Terran player Select. He took fellow Terran favourite Morrow out in the finals with a score of 3-0. Compito Cup number 4 was won by the Terran player Cloud. He met up with Protoss player Chobo in the finals and managed to win with a score of 2-0. Mana managed to win Go for SC2 Cup number 35. He met up with Nama in the finals. I know, weird, right? And managed to win with a score of 3-2. Sok took Go for SC2 number 36 this past Wednesday. His Protoss power was too much for the Terran player Brato K to handle in the finals, and he won with a score of 3-1. In other semi-related news, Morrow has been banned from the next 3 Go for SC2 Cups. It's been said that it was because he didn't let official casters or streamers into the game, or something along those lines. Moving on, the Protoss player Nightend took the 5th Craft Cup. He battled it out with fellow Protoss player Mana in the finals and managed to win with a score of 3-1. In this past weekend's Gosu Cup, Canadian Protoss player Huck managed to secure himself $900. He managed to overcome a 3-0 deficit and win against French player Adelscott. So as usual, you can check the links below for full results and replay packs from those tournaments. Following last month's IEM at Gamescom in Germany, the ESL has not slowed down or relented with their tournaments throughout Europe. In addition to the ESL Pro Series already running in Germany and Nordic, upcoming seasons have been planned for Alpen and France. Other countries may follow soon, so it's best to keep an eye on that. In related news, Sarens has been crowned the winner of the French IEM that took place over the past week. He bested fellow Terran player Yom in the finals with a score of 3-0. The third playday of the EPS has taken place and a few big names have fallen, but a few have yet to lose games. You can find the full results from the first 3 playdays in the links below. Day 4 of the GOM TV Global StarCraft II League has been completed. You can find the full results and a couple of really funny quotes from the guys streaming and casting this in the links below. You can also read about how GOM TV caved and gave the fans a free stream to watch. So now anyone and everyone in the world can keep track of what's going on at the GS2L. It seems like Team Liquid is getting into the tournament business. Their first tournament boasts an impressive $500 prize pool and is set to happen on September the 18th. Known StarCraft II Pro players will be able to register before the general public. You can read all about the Altitude Team Liquid Open in the links below or over at teamliquid.net. The group stages for the American IEM have been completed and now we have something really cool to look forward to from the 8th to the 10th of September at Comic-Con in New York. In the 8 players set to compete, we have names such as Huck, KiwiKaki and QXC, so I have no doubt we're going to be seeing a good show from those guys. But that's it for the international news. Let's head on over to the local news. Terran player ANGRYAFRICAN has claimed yet another win. In the finals of the Polar Fluke Heavens Devils tournament, he met up with his now long-time rival, the Protoss player Chase. Needless to say, it was an epic clash of titans. Chase managed to gain an early 2-0 lead but couldn't get that last game to secure the best of 5. ANGRYAFRICAN, after apparently removing his shirt and pumping in flames, managed to get 3 games in a row off Chase and win the best of 5. So that means ANGRYAFRICAN walked away with 700 Rand and Chase with 300 Rand, sponsored by mygaming.co.za. All the games I shoutcasted have already been uploaded to the Tales of Lumin YouTube channel, so you can head on over there to check them out. Polar Fluke faction should not be forgotten about. The league is still running and is just as important as Heaven's Devils. Apparently the first week of play has been extended to this Sunday, the 12th of September. So if you have yet to play your games, or just want to read more about the tournament, head on over to polarfluke.co.za. Apparently we're going to be seeing a friendly StarCraft II tournament at the next Organized Chaos LAN in Cape Town. A few regulars from the OC LAN have taken it upon themselves to set this up and urge everyone that's attending or even thinking of attending to keep this in mind. Apparently they've also got someone to shoutcast the finals for them, so that should be pretty entertaining. You can head on over to oc.co.za for more on that. A new local StarCraft II website has popped up and they've got a nice tournament lined up for us. Demolition Expedition is set to rock our worlds. It's actually set to take place this coming weekend and all the 32 player slots have already been filled, but there's still a chance to get into the reserves if someone drops out. Be sure to head on over to the Fujin site. You can find that in the links below to read more about the guys hosting this tournament and the tournament itself. That's it for local. Let's see what's been happening in the Warcraft news. Quite a few episodes ago I mentioned that Zalazan's Fall and Operation Nomergon were on the test servers. Well, that's not the case anymore. The first part of the Cataclysm prologue has started on the live servers. The Alliance players among you will find the Operation Nomergon event in Dun Morag, and the Horde have to head on down to Durotar for Zalazan's Fall. You can find the full official announcement in the links below. Apparently Future US, the special interest media company, is offering any new subscribers of the official World of Warcraft magazine a chance to win a trip for 2 to BlizzCon 2010. All you have to do is write a 100-word essay telling them why you should go to BlizzCon. I guess being a little bit creative here could probably work in your favor, but I'll leave that up to you guys. You can read more about that in the links below. Blizzard has provided us with a sneak peek at the Troll and Worgen Druid forms. Apparently they've applied the finishing touches to the Cat and Bear forms of the Worgen and Troll Druids in Cataclysm. So if you want to have a good look at them to see which race you should roll for your new Druid, you can find more about that in the links below. The guys over at MMO Champion have once again been scouring the Cataclysm game files, and this time they've found concept art from the game's credits. There's a lot of cool new art to see, and they've apparently even found some new tier gears concepts there. World of Raids has a very comprehensive post up about all the interface changes and improvements in Cataclysm. They cover a freakish amount of stuff, so if you want to see what to expect when you install Cataclysm for whichever class you play, you can check that out over at worldofraids.com. That's it for Warcraft. Let's check out the Diablo news. The hearts of millions of Diablo fans out there must have sunk when they read the following quote from the Diablo Twitter account. Link or it didn't happen. Also, who said Diablo 3 was coming out in 2012? This symbolizes the little smiley face that came at the end of that sentence. You don't need to say anything, I know exactly how you feel. Although I did say before I want to remain optimistic and say that Diablo 3 will in fact come out in 2011, I think I'll stick with that prediction for now, but nonetheless, it does weaken the soul hearing quotes such as that one. After the success of their Creator Monster competition, Diablo fans have teamed up with DiabloSpot.com to provide us with a really cool BlizzCon competition. They're giving away a few virtual BlizzCon tickets, and all you need to do to win is send in a screenshot that is sufficiently epic. The screenshot can be from either Diablo 1, Diablo 2, any of the expansions, and it may not be tinkered with in Photoshop or anything else. The only thing you're allowed to do is add speech bubbles or text. I gotta tell you guys, I've been this close to installing both of the Diablo games again, and I think this is gonna give me sufficient reason to do that. So read more about that over at diablofans.com or just check the links below. There are a few new pieces of Diablo 3 concept art that have been added to the official Blizzard sites. I gotta say, some really amazing stuff there, and it's definitely worth checking out for any fans or anyone just looking for a new wallpaper. Over the past week there have been some interesting interactions between Tyrael and the Diablo Twitter account. I know, weird, but still pretty funny and interesting to read. The Diablo Twitter account coughed up a little tease about a cool runestone effect on a skill today. This time it's the Witch Doctor's Corpse Spider skill. You can find links to all those stories below, or read them over at Diablo INC Gamers, diablofans.com, or over at miton.co.za. That's it for this week's Diablo news. Let's head on over to the question of the week. So it seems like with last week's question, most of you agreed that the StarCraft movie, if created by James Cameron, would indeed be the most amazing thing ever. I can't disagree myself, but one optimistic commenter said, what if James Cameron did both? Oh, what a tease you are. But anyway, let's head on to this week's question. What is your favorite custom map in StarCraft II Wings of Liberty at the moment? Leave your replies in the form of comments or video responses below. So that's it for this week's show. All the normal stuff about liking it and subscribing it and whatever. And most importantly, happy Star Wars Diablofting.